Anybody finds anything, I will submit myself to the dictates of the law, and if I'm found guilty and I'm sentenced, whatever the sentence, I will serve it. But I'm confident. There's nothing untoward that I did. Unless it's political decisions, that's another matter. But as for money or assets and, you know, all the allegations about the Okavango, I'm supposed to own that piece of land in the Okavango Delta. I'm supposed to be owner of that thing. Kaupiro Lodge. I'm supposed to have awarded myself a farm in Banana. These are the ones that I know, or even awarded senders to my sister directly. Let the evidence come. I am clean. I say so today, tomorrow, forever. It's just not true. So I'm quite confident.
Just one last question, Mr. This is obviously unprecedented for us. We're also learning how the change of government works. So what are the logistics? Where do you stay? When are you going to move out and all those things?
Oh, it might be nice to document it, wouldn't it? You know, I'm still at State House. I'm going to begin the process of packing up. I've discussed it with the President-elect, and I'm not sure yet where I'm going to stay, but I'm not worried about it. There are options, right? It should be easy. But you know, I hadn't picked a shoe because I didn't expect it. So I was busy campaigning. I didn't pick anything. So we'll start afresh. And typically, when you are in government service, you're given 2-3 months to be able to vacate a house, and then obviously it's got to be cleaned up and all that. But they have a lot of work to do at State House. It's a very old building. And when I moved in, which was, about a year or more after I had become president, they had only managed, because they said there was no money, they'd only managed to maintain half the building by BHC. BHC maintenance came and painted and changed a few carpets and cabinets. And the other half, I was told they would do it while I was in the State House. And I really couldn't be bothered by that, so I never invited them in. I continued staying in it unmaintained. And it's very old. I mean, in the place where I live, often there's a short circuiting, you know, and the cables are extremely old. So I'd be really glad to get out of that place. And I have been talking to the executive and even cabinet for a long time, wanting to get out of State House. I want to go and live in my own little house for the longest. And I was getting the most resistance. So I thought out of respect for their views, I would hold on. But now it doesn't matter, I'll go. I know it's new, we're all learning, but it'll happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah? No, I have time, I have time.
Good morning, my name is Kelvin from Tumaile. Mr. President, I would love to hear your message, your last message to the BDP parliamentary candidates who secured the seat in Parliament.
No, it won't be I keep saying it won't be my last message to them. Canada are not all here. And clearly I can only say so much in the public. A lot of them are internal to the BDP. But I've said it before. It says, look, we've lost the election. Even they must concede gracefully. We don't want any conspiracy theories setting in, because many emerge. And people are shocked and this, but they don't want it, they can't believe it, they're acting out in many ways. We don't want that. It's principle, stick to it. And be gracious in your loss. Don't try and blame this or that. You were there watching it. There are many things that surprised you, but it's okay.
Good morning, Excellency.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Practice a whole another political.
Thank you, Mr. President, for bringing that on weekend post. Mine is in regard to the economy. I just want to know what assurances you can give to Botswana, because a short space of time before elections, and currently there were nuances to the effect that government is struggling to meet its obligations, because we've had complaints from small businesses, we've heard complaints from some service providers to government on their payments being delayed or not being paid. I just want to hear it from you, Mr. President. What assurances can you give to Botswana? Is the government role, and what can you say about our economy?
I don't know if you heard the debate, because that question came up. Were you there? You are not. Did you watch it? Or do you hear the answer? We're not broke. The government is not broke. The government investment account has reduced significantly. And there are reasons for that. We have hardly had any diamond sales, which is our biggest revenue earner, since April. But our expenditure has also gone up because of our budget, which is approved in Parliament. Right? Now, our economic fundamentals are intact. Right? But we need to keep a close eye on the behavior of the GIA and expenditure, which we're doing. And what we do, as we have done before, austerity measures kick in at the right time. We started in August. We started limiting expenditure. We started calling in some of the votes from the ministries to centralize the Ministry of Finance, because there was clear lack of careful spending in some, which we could use to save. We've issued contracts, signed contracts for the projects that we approved in Parliament. And whenever you sign a contract in our system, the first thing you check for is to be assured the funds are there. So the roads we're doing, right? The hospitals we're building, all the signed contracts, by law they would have to be respected. Now, one of the things you do when you kick in austerity measures is any new contract that might come, that's when you pause. You could delay it. Any new developments typically would get delayed. What we also assured the public, as I do now, at least whilst the president, or the new president can make a different pronouncement, we will make sure that we keep people alive. Right? If you recall, Kana, we decided that the 30% subsidy on animal feed will go on until end of January. We were going to review in January because we expect the rains to have rained and some grass to have come up and then lift it. Right? So as to service providers not being paid in time as they were used to, we've addressed this time and again. And the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Communication Technology has been at it. We have a system called GAPS, right? It's presenting problems. It's a payment system, an accounting system. And if you look at the enormity of our expenditure, enormity of our budget, and the narrowness of our economy, and the dependency on government spending by everybody, yourselves included, when the system has a problem, everybody sneezes. We have tried to ameliorate that by opening up and using the local government systems. And it is relief provided, and even the manual ones. But whenever you open up others, there's a risk. So we've got to be really careful at this risk. We're also trying to manage abuse, corruption, what have you. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that we don't lose our money. But all this is going to be part of the handover. The new president will be comprehensively and thoroughly briefed, and whoever else he designates to look after these things. And the public service is there. They know all this. A lot of this does not rest with us. they manage this and manipulate it, and they will advise. I hope I've answered your question. But you know, people will be paid the salaries. You know, I'm just talking about the salaries that we are responsible for. The new salaries, I hand over. I hand over, and the new entitlements. We are looking forward to it. I get away.
Morning.
Oh, sorry.
My name is Moni Eva from Press for ANP. My question is like, considering the outcome of the election and your experience, what thought you want to lead for the School of Politics?
So what thought?
You want to lead for the School of Politics.
What?
School of Politics.
What thought? I don't think that's a real press conference question. You want me to write a book? Huh? There are many lessons. If you ask about lessons learned and my experiences, my perceptions, there are so many. There are very many. I have them, and you know, time permitting, I will share them in as much detail as possible. I think I owe it to my country, which is, you know, privileged me. It's a very rare privilege to be president. I'm very grateful for it. None of you have had it yet. Huh? And so when people do this to you, this honor they gave me, I think it's only honorable for me to also reflect to them. This is what you did to me, and this is what I found, learned, experienced. So it's a big question. I think I cannot completely answer it right now, but there are lots and lots of lessons. I think I probably had the most interesting presidency in this country. I had the most challenging, I had the tough, but you know what? I enjoyed being president. That you must never doubt. I loved my job, but I'm prepared to leave it because there are many things that I can do. Very many, you know, including being a journalist. So shall we say thank you? God bless. Sharon, you're going to miss me. You know, wouldn't it be nice if I asked you questions? Yeah? No, let's have another press conference. I'll go. I don't know who will come. And then I can ask you questions. All right? Thanks.